What do you do when you find out your prize pig has committed murder? Put it on trial, of course. Well, actually, that's what people did in medieval Europe. Animals were put on trial for their crimes. They were sentenced and sometimes even executed. Welcome to my channel, and today let's find out what crimes were these animals accused of, and how were they punished. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to subscribe for more amazing history facts. You don't want to miss out on any of our videos. So, pigs on trial. Yeah, this isn't a joke. In 1474, a black pig belonging to a tanner named Thomas appeared in court in a small English town. The pig had allegedly stolen a whole joint of meat from Thomas's larder, and it was charged with theft. The court decided that the pig should be put to death, and it was. But it wasn't the only animal to face such a grim fate. Across Europe, animals, mostly livestock, were put on trial for a variety of alleged crimes. They were accused of stealing food, destroying property, and even killing people. In some cases, animals were given a trial by ordeal, which often involved being thrown into a river. If they floated, they were guilty. If they sank, they were innocent. Other ordeals included being suspended by a rope from a tree or being placed in a pit of hot or cold water. If the animal didn't emerge, it was innocent. If it did, well, you know what that meant. Guilty animals were often executed in public to prevent them from pigs, dogs, cats, cattle, sheep, goats, donkeys, horses, and even poultry were put to death in this way. You might wonder why humans went through all this trouble to prosecute animals. Well, there are a few theories. First, animals were seen as property, and the legal system in medieval Europe was primarily designed to protect the property rights of individuals. When an animal committed an offense against a person, it was considered a crime against the owner, and the owner had the right to seek justice. Second, animals were also seen as potentially dangerous to human life and limb. A mad dog or a rampaging bull could cause serious harm, and the authorities took steps to control these threats. Third, prosecuting animals was part of a broader effort to maintain order and stability in medieval society. By punishing animals for their crimes, the authorities sent a message to both humans and animals that crime would not be tolerated. And finally, let's not forget that animals were often the victims of human cruelty and abuse. By holding them accountable for their actions, the people of medieval Europe may have felt that they were also protecting the rights of animals. One of the most famous cases of an animal on trial was the trial of a donkey in 1536. The donkey, namesake, was accused of killing a woman in France. According to the witnesses, the donkey had been acting strangely before the incident, and the woman had been warned not to go near it. But she had ignored the warnings and had been killed when she tried to ride the animal. The donkey was brought to trial and found guilty of manslaughter. It was sentenced to be burned at the stake, but its execution was stayed when the woman's husband intervened and said that he did not want the donkey to die. The donkey was eventually set free. Another famous case was the trial of a cat in 1596. The cat was accused of stealing fish from a market stall in England. It was caught red-pawed and was brought to trial, where it was defended by a barrister. The jury found the cat not guilty, saying that there was no evidence that the cat had intended to steal. So you see, animals were treated very differently in medieval Europe than they are today. They were seen as valuable property and could be put to death for their crimes. But they were also sometimes innocent victims of circumstance who just needed a fair trial. What do you think about this practice? Let us know in the comments section below. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.